This 7-year-old and his mom were both critically ill, so he made the ultimate sacrifice to save her. After years of suffering, Chen Xiaotian and his mother Zhou Lu laid side by side in a hospital bed. At this point, it looked likely that both of them would die if something drastic didn't happen. But that's when little Chen decided to make the most selfless sacrifice imaginable for his mom. Xiaotian lived with his mother Lu in Wuhan, China. Together, they enjoyed a relatively normal life, and Xiaotian was a carefree kid like any other. But when he was just 5 years old, tragedy struck the family. Doctors diagnosed the little boy with a malignant brain tumor. At the time, they were hopeful Xiaotian would make a full recovery. However, the tumor continued to grow and medical professionals had to break the terrible news that Xiaotian's condition was terminal. Then, just as the family were getting to grips with this earth-shattering news, Lu received a shock diagnosis too. Aged just 34, doctors told her she had a kidney disease, and to deal with the illness, she'd likely need a transplant in the future.
Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story.
Despite their awful predicaments, life continued for Xiaotian and Lu. All the pair could do now was look out for one another. But after 2 years, both their conditions began to worsen. Xiaotian needed 24-hour care while Lu relied on dialysis treatment. Xiaotian's tumor eventually caused him to go blind, and as his illness progressed, he was confined to his hospital bed. He was so frail that he couldn't even move. Of course, the sight of her son suffering was devastating to Mom Lu. However, Lu was also struggling. Doctors knew she would need a new kidney soon if she was to survive, so they decided to approach Xiaotian's grandma Lu Xianxiu with an agonizing proposal, and Yuanxiu had no idea how her daughter would respond. The doctors approached me rather than his mother because of the sensitive nature of the issue, Yuanxiu was quoted by the Daily Mail as saying. They told me that my grandson would not survive, but his kidneys could help his mother and also save 2 other lives as well. But when Yuanxiu passed on the suggestion to Lu, she didn't want to know. When I discussed it with Zhou and she refused point blank, the grandmother explained. She absolutely didn't want to hear any talk of that happening. However, the decision was soon taken out of Lu's hands. Xiaotian overheard his mom and grandma discussing the possible transplant and decided to step in. The brave little boy said he was willing to do anything if it would save his mother's life. "I want to save Mom. I want to protect Mom," selfless Xiaotian had said. "If I died sooner, I can save my mother earlier and save money for my family." Moved by her son's kindness, Lu reluctantly agreed to the kidney transplant. "I only accepted my son's kidney after my family persuaded me several times," Lu later revealed to Chinese television network CNTV in April 2014. She added, "My son's organs will be transplanted and not just me but also other people." However, deep down, Lu no doubt wished that day would never come. Performing the transplant surgery means to tell her your son is dead, Cheng Gang, one of Xiaotian's doctors at Hongji Hospital, told the People's Daily. Xiaotian died peacefully in hospital on April 2, 2014. The selfless little boy was tragically just 7 years old at the time of his passing. According to reports, his final wish was for his mom to get stronger. However, Xiaotian's death was not in vain. Just hours after her son's passing, Lu was taken into surgery for her kidney transplant. And although that day was no doubt one of the worst she'd had, paradoxically, it also saw her own life expectancy increase significantly. Although her son was gone, a tiny piece of him would now live on inside her, and she vowed to do all she could to honor Xiaotian's memory. "I will take care of my body and live on with my son's kidney," she said after her life-saving operation. Furthermore, Xiaotian's organs went on to save the lives of another 2 people. Surgeons transplanted his other kidney into a 21-year-old woman. Meanwhile, his liver went to a 27-year-old man. In death, Xiaotian had given the gift of life 3 times over. Following all 3 surgeries, Yi Tai, a spokesman for the hospital, confirmed that they each went a plan. The medical team held a brief moment of prayer and silence for the poor child before the transplant, he revealed. "I think it's fair to say there were very few dry eyes." And according to Luo Gangqiang, the director of the organ donation at the Red Cross in Wuhan, Xiaotian's legacy extends even further than the people he saved. "The boy's donation is more than just helping others and saving lives," Gangqiang told CNTV. "The family's choice can encourage more people to accept and participate in organ donation." So although Xiaotian's life was cut tragically short, he had managed to save 3 lives and change many more. Thanks to his compassion, he now lives on in the hearts of those people, not least his beloved mom, who received the greatest gift a son could ever give.
If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.